I'm infusing flour with cherry wood smoke here because it's time to continue my mission to make wood-flavored bread. So last time, some of you suggested using enriched dough, as fat is better at absorbing infused flavors, so I'm going to attempt to make a wood-flavored milk bread. I've chopped up and roasted some cherry wood chunks this time, as it feels a little bit more challenging than a more aromatic wood like cedar last time, but I will say they gave me a really nice aroma when done toasting, so hopefully it's worth a shot. Just starting by infusing milk with those toasted wood chips, and then attempting to do the same thing with some butter, both times just letting the chunks infuse over heat and hoping for the best. And another suggestion some of you had was to try smoking the flour. So I'm using the cold smoking dome setup that I made for the cedar ice cream episode, and it's clear that the top layer is getting smoked pretty well, so just gonna mix and re-smoke, and now it's time to use the cherry wood infused milk and cherry smoked flour to make a tangzhong for our milk bread, and then on to making the rest of it using some more of our smoked flour and that infused milk and butter in the hopes that we can make the most cherry wood flavored loaf of milk bread that there ever was. After an initial rise and shaping into little rolls and placing into a loaf pan for a final rise, we give it a quick egg wash and then into the oven it goes, and look at that. If nothing else, at least it looks absolutely delicious. But I'm not done yet. I also cold infused cherry wood chunks in water to see if I could make a cherry wood jelly. So after 24 hours infusing, I strained, added a dash of lemon juice to get the pH to the correct level for jelly making, boiled it with some pectin, added sugar, cooked it up some more, and then into a jar to cool off and set. So now let's head down to the wood shop to make a plate out of some cherry wood to eat all of this off of. As you can see, I'm working with a pretty thin piece of wood here, which is why I've glued on a waste block so I'll be able to screw into that without having to put screw holes into the cherry wood. And that'll allow me to then turn a recess onto the bottom of the plate, flip it around onto the chuck, and shape the top. And this cherry wood, like most fruit woods, turns really nice on the lathe. I'm loving the sweet fruity aroma I'm getting off of it. And speaking of this wood, this comes from the black cherry tree, Prunus serotina. It's North America's primary native cherry tree. It doesn't grow the cherries you think of when you think cherry, it grows these much smaller ones, and those typical larger cherries come from a tree native to Eurasia. The black cherry tree is, however, the primary source of cherry lumber in North America. And what a gorgeous piece of lumber it was. This plate is looking excellent, some nice chatoyancy in there. And one of the great things about this species is that it really darkens over time, so it's only gonna get prettier from here. But for now, let's cut into this milk bread, and look at that. It looks delicious, it smells great, love the sponginess of a milk bread, but let's see how it tastes. Oh, there toward the end, you actually really do taste the smoked flour. I'm not sure then how much is coming through in the milk and the butter. So I'm gonna call this a step in an interesting direction, but now it's time to try the wood jelly. Mostly getting that lemon flavor. So back to the wood shop / laboratory. We'll see you next time.